All right, finally. Not finally, we got a couple topics to get to. But I have to address this IQ test that I have been thrust into.
Right.
This is tough, guys. Guess what? I've been challenged by one Stuttering John. Finally, the question will be answered. You guys are going around asking family members this. For you youngsters in college, you're raising your hands and asking your professors the question that's been on everyone's mind is who's smarter, Blind Mike or Stuttering John? Well, it seems like maybe we'll finally put that century-long debate to bed because John has laid down the gauntlet. So what do we have here, Craig? It was so long ago. It was over a week ago now, I think. So
Do you want to start with the Twitter chain or the one with him and Casey?
let's start with the Twitter. I posted this on Blind Mike Proj on Twitter if you want to go find these videos and watch them for yourself. So I don't know what happened. Oh, I guess I got to go back to last week. We haven't done a show since then.
Mm-hmm.
John, randomly, on a Saturday morning, I send out a tweet saying on this week's Why Are You Laughing podcast, we discussed the life and career of Gary Shandling. So naturally, I provoked John.
Yeah.
So I tweet out a Gary Shandling clip from the Why Are You Laughing episode, and John replies, "Oh, really? I'm a blathering idiot?" Now, I assume I said blithering, but
I assume so too, but I can't be sure.
But I don't know what he's talking. He's like, "Oh, really?" I don't mention him. Guys, this might surprise you because we were talking Shandling. Not only do I not mention him in the Gary Shandling clip, I don't mention him in the entire episode.
Not once.
So I don't know what he's referring to other than the millions of times I've called John an idiot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what he's talking about. Yes, I've definitely said that. I just don't know what provoked him in this sense.
All right,
So he goes on his show and he says, he's like, yeah, someone sent me a clip where Mike's calling me a blathering idiot. And I'm like, John, just admit you evidently watched my show. Like, no one's like, hey, did you see this Blind Mike clip? You obviously watched my show and you came across it. Like, we have videos titled Stuttering John is a fucking doofus or whatever we say. You came across one. It's fine. You can say you watch. John's one of these guys that likes to pretend he doesn't watch anyone else's shit, yet he knows every single time anyone's ever referenced him. So that gets back to John. He gets very butthurt on Twitter. Oh, and the Twitter exchange, by the way, was I didn't know where this was. Again, I know where it's coming from, but I didn't know what provoked him. So he says like that I know you are, but what am I? That's one of John's great responses.
Yeah.
He says, I'm a blathering idiot. You should see yourself. And I said, I'll give this to you, John. You always manage to take it all in stride.
Yeah.
And he replies to that, that's more than I can say for you.
Oh.
It's like, well, I was being sarcastic, John, but yeah, that's a good point.
I
You know what else, John? If you want to use this next time, just put this in your holster. I think you're rubber and I'm glue. So whatever I say to you bounces off you and sticks to me.
I didn't have my paper out. Repeat that, please.
I'm rubber. No, you're rubber. All right. So yeah, me and John go back and forth on Twitter a little bit, and then I think someone in the chat maybe, or I think maybe I pop in. Is this me? I forget.
No, I think you're on the third. I don't know. They're everywhere.
Yeah. By the way, to negotiate this, the terms of this IQ test, I have to pay him. I have to send him super chats to try and nail down a time to do this.
Blind Mike, dude, you're a dickhead. Okay,
Why? Just for anyone that's just listening, Blind Mike sent a super chat for $2 that just says, "Why do you hate Gary Shandling?"
Well, I didn't understand. The man's no longer with us to ruin the memory. As I said several times on that episode, he was an innovative guy. So why are you gonna shit all over his memory by attacking Gary Shandling like on the way he did on Twitter? Oh, by the way, anyone out there, if you want to put the work in, if you could put a compilation of Dave Portnoy, Kevin Clancy, Stuttering John, I'm sure Kirk at some point. Any influential people that I have liked at one point in my life calling me a moron or a dickhead. That could be a fun compilation.
Blind Mike, dude, you're a dickhead, okay? You know, look, I don't mind. Well, I do. It's just odd that I've never met this fucking guy. I never said the bad word about him, but everybody seems to feel it's okay to take shots at me.
Well, John, hold on a second. That's true. I've never met you.
Fucking idiot. Doesn't know who I...
Hold on, pause. You're public. Go back. I want to hear him calling me an idiot.
It is funny.
but John, I know I've never met you. What does that have to do with anything? You do a podcast. I'm analyzing your podcast, and I've come to the conclusion that you're a blithering idiot, or blathering, whichever you prefer.
Blithering, blathering.
Yeah. Now, do I think John is do I hold any resentment towards John? No, of course not. But he is an idiot, unequivocally. It's not a debate that I'm having with people. Everyone's decided objectively, John, you're an idiot. That's fine.
Dope lunchbox, $5. Anybody who Craig can agree with should not be platformed.
Anyone who Craig can agree with.
I don't get it. But thanks for the $5. Thanks for the $5. Here we go.
I never said the bad word about him, but everybody seems to feel it's okay to take shots at me. This fucking idiot doesn't know.
Whoa. Hey, John, you've never met me. I mean, in the same sentence, he contradicts himself. You've never met me. You have no right to call me an idiot. Anyways, this fucking idiot. John, we've never met. What happened to your rule that you made up a second ago, where if you've never met the person, you can't call them an idiot?
To see him on some show, and I really didn't know who he was until somebody said, and he goes, well, everyone knows that John is...
I didn't know who he was until I started subscribing to all his podcasts and listening to him.
I didn't know who he was until I watched Quincy on Patreon.
Yeah. Which guy on the Patreon is John?
I'm still in season 4. I'm a little behind.
But this season is great.
And he asks the good questions, like why would they make Sam the lead of this episode? I don't understand it. Where was Klugman that week?
What a blithering idiot or a blathering idiot or something.
Okay, so what's happening there, by the way, is everyone on Twitter that responded to this tweet said, "Are you sure you don't mean blithering, John?" And this is John's way of going like, words, what do they even matter? You know,
it was Blind Mike who said it, not me. I was just repeating them.
Now, keep in mind, I have said I have 160 IQ, but like, what are words? Who cares? Blithering, blathering. What's the difference? I don't like. Why do you get so hung up on language?
It's pesky language.
John is a blithering idiot or a blathering idiot or something like that. I'm like,
He still doesn't know. He still doesn't know which one.
Something like that. What's the third option, John?
Blithering,
blothering. Who knows?
I don't even know you. I'm an idiot, really? How about we go head to head and on an IQ test? My 10 grand to your 1G.
I accept.
And it's over.
I accept your challenge. Yes. All I could think of was, Always Sunny when Charlie's talking to the lawyer. He says, "I challenge you, sir, to a duel." And the lawyer says, "I accept."
Yes, I do that right now.
He takes a gun out of his desk.
Let's do that. Let's see who the blathering idiot is.
See, still says blathering.
Is it blathering, John? I'm not sure. I hope this question isn't on the IQ test.
Blithering is smaller. Blathering is big.
But you were saying I'm a really big idiot, then that's blathering. So I'll go back just a little bit if you could. But did you catch the stakes of this IQ test?
Yes, I did.
That's
and I gotta be honest, not very smart, offering 10 times as much money.
Yeah, I gotta say, I went toe to toe with Barstool CEO Eric Nardini in a negotiation.
That was very funny.
My negotiation prowess is not what I'm known for, by any means. But I would never think to just opening bid, I'll put up $10,000. You barely have to show up. Yeah, so I can gladly put up 1,000. My sugar daddy hack ride has offered to pay for me, but that's not necessary hack ride. I appreciate it.
I think he might be like a secret millionaire or something.
I don't know what's going on with hack. And he messaged me and was like, just so you know, I'm sure you can afford it. I'm not trying to disrespect you, but this is for me. And I'm like, I don't know what that means, and I don't care to find out, but
Idiot, really? How about we go head to head on an IQ test? My 10 grand to your 1G.
I'm surprised he didn't obviously be like, I got an idea. How about you and me in a 10-round boxing match?
Well, so here's what's interesting. I heard Carl saying this. John's been challenging a lot of people to fights lately. Exactly that, boxing matches. He realized Blind Mike might not be the wisest opponent to challenge when you're this guy who's saying, you don't go after family, you don't make fun of disabled people, all this. He probably thought challenging me to a boxing match might not be smart, so he's had to pivot to IQ test. Because he keeps saying this. I guess in the Howard Stern show, I don't know if this is true. I remember them doing the IQ test segment, like with Eric the Midget. I know Gary and John Hine had like high IQs, but that was well after John was gone. I don't remember them doing it with John. I'm sure it happened. I've just never heard it. And John claims when they did that he had a 135 IQ. Now, my suspicion...
It's quite high, isn't it?
I believe that's genius level, yeah. My suspicion is Howard Stern may have known it would be interesting radio to make John the smartest person on the staff. I don't know that that's true. Maybe these were vetted results and they're all above board. But the idea that John is a genius, I don't believe it. And here's the other thing about this whole IQ test. Like, first of all, Hack Ride and other people on Twitter have been like, you gotta do it, Mike. Shut John up once and for all. And it's like, okay, so if I beat him in the IQ test, are we finally going to get to call him an idiot? Have we been bottling that one up for a long time? Are we going to finally know that John is dumb? Like, I'm pretty sure we already have the answers. Also, the reason I'm not like, we got to make John happen, because we have to make him pay up on this $10,000 bet. Okay, so we're going to be the first people to call John an idiot. And are we going to expose that he's cheap and greedy? He's not going to pay up?
Wow.
That's never been brought up before. These are not groundbreaking things. Like, yeah, John's going to back out of this. It's never going to happen. We'll get to why I really don't think it's going to happen in a minute. But yeah, like Hack Ride's very excited for it. I would just say it's not the biggest thing in the world to me. I don't think we're learning anything new about John. And the other thing, from John's perspective, let's say he wins. Can you imagine being like Stuttering John? You worked for the biggest radio show ever. You worked for the Tonight Show. And you're going to wear as a badge of honor, I'm smarter than Blind Mike.
Whoa.
This is what I've been criticizing Kevin and John for, is like, you think you're better than us, yet you can't help yourself from getting in the weeds with us.
At least I could drive to a 7-Eleven.
You know what I mean? Like, John, just by challenging me to an IQ test, you're coming down to my level. You're saying it would be close.
You also cannot allow him to find the mediator.
Well, that's what's interesting. We'll talk about that. The money man, a mutual friend of ours, has already reached out to be the money man, which I have no problem with.
I think I probably can guess who it was.
Yeah, his best friend.
Yeah, maybe it was just on Why You Laughing.
Yeah. So he's willing to handle the money. So I'm totally fine with that. But we'll get to how the IQ test giver will be chosen in a minute. But let's finish up this clip.
Okay, let's do that. Let's see who the blathering idiot is, Mr. Mike.
Whoa, hey, don't call me by my first name.
Yeah, hey,
don't disrespect me like that.
Mr. Mike, can I bother you for 1 second?
That's that high IQ brain where he's gearing up for an insult and he comes up with my first name. Mr. Mike.
Who the idiot is. Put your money where your mouth is. Come on.
Let's see who the idiot is, you blathering idiot.
Come on. Take the challenge.
Yeah, we'll see who the idiot is when you take 10 times what you put up.
I can't buy Coors Lights, but I'll put 10 grand up for this.
I'm pissed. I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore.
Why? You said this is the first time I insulted you. You just claimed you didn't know who I was, and someone sent you a clip. You're mad as hell about that?
I'm mad. I'm mad as heck.
John does this. John's been doing this weird thing where, like, he's done 3 shows with Carl, and now he's so. Did we talk about this? John's doing a show in Rochester. Vinny's putting on a show at Comedy at the Carlson, an evening with Stuttering John.
Oh, that's real?
Yeah, March 10th.
Nice.
That might be where we do this IQ test.
Oh, what day of the week is that?
A Sunday, I think.
Might have to make that happen.
Yeah. So, what was I going to say? He's been very wrapped up in. He keeps saying, "Carl, you better not step foot in there, or I don't know what's going to happen." He's like threatening Carl, and says like, "If you see me, like I'm going to beat the shit out of you." Basically, is what he's insinuating. And when people ask John, why are you suddenly so mad at Carl? Remember, this is after they've done 3 shows together. They've kind of gone back and forth between like being friends and neighbors to enemies. And John's like, because Carl made fun of my kids on his Patreon. And it's like, yeah, but John, you guys talked that out. Carl explained what happened. You've talked this out multiple times. It seems kind of like you're just a guy who's scared and making excuses. Which is, again, why I don't think I'm going to be strapped in taking this IQ test. But, again, John, I accept. Please set it up.
Please make this happen.
Keep in mind I'm blind, so I don't... You're going to have to figure that out. But
He couldn't find his chair, minus 10 points.
John's like, this guy, he's so dumb he can't even read the test.
Yeah, someone pokes holes in it and you read it with your finger.
Yeah. Just make sure it's in Braille or I don't know what they do for blind people IQs, but all right. So what's the next clip here?
Oh, this is still going.
Oh, this is the same. Right? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Let's see.
Fucking hell. These fucking guys, man. You know, and it's Mike. Army Major did your show.
Yes, he did.
You know he's my close friend, right?
Sure.
You do. You are aware of that. So now I'm going to tell. Hey, Richard, this blind Mike guy.
Now I'm going to tattle on you. I'm going to run to daddy. Hey, John, I got to tell you, I'm friends with Richard now as well. He seems to like us. We certainly like him. It never crossed my mind to run to him and ask for his help. Because I'm a grown man, you fucking moron. You loser. I never thought to run to Richard and say, Richard, he's being mean to me. He called me stupid. Can you not be friends with him anymore?
Hey, Richard, this is pretty crazy.
Richard, you can't be friends with him because I'm not friends with him now, and we're not going to let him sit at our lunch table. And if he does, it's going to be public humiliation.
It's going to be insane.
It's going to be grody.
Let's see here.
So he talks more about Richard. He's using Richard as a pawn in his sick mind games.
Yes.
Blind. Oh, really? You don't think so?
This is
Oh, did I chime in again?
Yeah, you put a super chat that says you can't break Richard and I apart for $2.
Oh, really, blind Mike? Now again, John doesn't understand anything. Maybe he could make Richard not be friends with us anymore. What do I give a shit? Go ahead and do that if you feel that that's necessary. I think that's fucking horrible to do to Richard. When this guy owes you nothing, he just comes on your show for free all the time, so you can pretend to know politics as Richard makes points. But, like, you know, if you can make him not be friends with us anymore, that's fine. I'm fucking with you, John. Don't you get it? Everyone watching that chat is trolling you. They're fucking with you all the time. That's what's fascinating about you not grasping it, but he's going to respond to me as if I'm serious.
Blind? Oh, really? You don't think so, Blind Mike? Watch. Watch.
No, John, you stop it. Don't you dare.
I'm not going to tell him don't talk to you. I'm just going to tell him that you're out there fucking trashing me. He's a big.
To be completely honest, he came on the show the first time knowing that.
He came on and specifically said, I know you guys are going to trash John, but I don't want to be part of it. He came on in spite of that.
Right. He went, it's still pretty funny.
And we brought John up. Like, we talked. I made my thoughts on you clear to Richard. John, let's put it that way.
He still wants to come back. And he has come back, actually, in some way.
Yeah, and he will be back. He's our political correspondent.
That's right.
Decisions. But I'm going to tell him the truth.
We have to do a show with Ojeda on like election night. Like, we have to make that happen.
I would love that. But John, say it ain't so. Don't tell him the truth. Don't tell him that I think you're a drunken doofus. Please, anything but that. Don't show him my true colors that I say into a microphone every week and gone on other shows and said. Don't reveal that secret I've been trying to hide. Don't tell Richard the thing I said to him, please.
This is the last video in that thread.
Okay.
And it starts with a $5 super chat from, you guessed it, Blind Mike.
That's again, I'm already in the whole $50 or $7 or whatever I paid him.
This was your challenge. You set it up, you lazy drunk.
Let me give that a little context.
What you said.
Let me give that a little context. Someone else said, so make this, Blind Mike says he's in. Like, they saw my tweets or whatever. They said, Blind Mike says he's in for the challenge. And John said, all right, then set it up. Which, you know how that always works. You challenge someone to something and also make them do all the legwork.
Right.
So John wants me to set it up. Now, my point is, if I set it up, A, I'm going to be wasting my time because John's never going to do it. But B, John is going to call into question the entire operation. He's going to say that I'm working with Carl or Shuley or just on my own, rigging this in some way. He's not going to accept the results if I set it up. Now, I would also say I'm not going to accept the results if he sets it up. So I think we need a third party, and I think we know who that man is, and you can find him at March 10th in Rochester. I think maybe an intermediary needs to set it up.
He may be surfing Reddits with a potato.
Yes. Or, I mean, I'd be fine. I would trust Hackride. Maybe he wouldn't, but I'd trust Hackride to set it up, whatever.
That's true.
But you need a third party is my overall point. It can't be one of us because the other one is going to say that it was rigged in some way.
Well, there's no losing if this happens. Like, if he beats you, watching his
funny, you get to make fun of me for.
But not even that, dude. It'll be making fun of you for like 10 minutes, and his victory lap will be so insane everyone will forget the results.
Right. Well, but here's the other thing I keep saying is like the badge of honor of being smarter than me. Like, what are you doing?
Sweet.
I've finally proven I'm smarter than Blind Mike. Most of the world would be like, yeah, no, I already thought I was. I didn't need that in writing.
Matter of fact, I assumed because I can see things.
So yeah, you're right. The victory lap is going to be fun. We can also make fun of me because I can make fun of myself, unlike John. But yeah, I'm not particularly worried. I think I would be fine. The man's a moron. Any real IQ test would reveal. He's been saying lately, get this. He's been saying he's a 160 IQ.
Wow.
So it was revealed that, can I point this out right now because I just thought of it? A lot of people say that you're looking at your phone a lot during the show. True or false?
My phone?
Yes.
Once in a while, yeah.
Are you disinterested in what I'm saying? Have you lost interest?
No.
People say you don't pay attention.
I'm paying attention.
All right. I don't know if I buy it.
Okay.
Anyways, Stuttering John's been saying that he started by saying he had a 165 IQ.
Mm-hmm.
And then when people said, John.
What's the max?
Well, I don't know, but this might give you some perspective.
Okay.
People said, John, Stephen Hawking has a 165 IQ. Now, there's video of him saying 165, but he replied to that by saying, I never said 165, I said 160. Like, hey, me having the exact same score as Stephen Hawking would be ridiculous. I'm 5 points lower.
Theoretically, there is no limit to IQ scores. 200 is often seen as the theoretical peak,
Yeah.
but some have shot past that number.
Like John.
Almost.
John will, when we give him this IQ test. He's going to shoot over 200 because he keeps getting smarter. When he was on the Howard Stern show, it was 135. Then whenever he took this one online, it was 160.
Oh, yeah, the online.
So now it probably is going to be close to 200.
Yeah, the online ones that don't juice your numbers, so you'd be like, send that to other people. Be like,
Well,
hey,
Rich Voss is a 141 to put that into perspective.
That's right. That's right.
So yeah, I send the super chat that says, "You set it up, you lazy drunk."
Very nice.
Now, here's what I find fascinating: is that John has wrapped himself into a pretzel yet again because he's been on this crusade. Kevin Brennan implanted in John's mind that Carl and Shuley and all these people, me, I guess, are making fun of a disabled man. So John has used the defense of, hey, when you guys make fun of me, you're attacking the disabled. Now, John's instinct was to mention my disability. And then he kind of remembered the new leaf he's turned over and goes into this rant.
Why, Mike, that was your challenge. You set it up, you lazy drunk. Oh, God.
Disgusted by that.
You know what, Blind Mike? You're such a loser.
He's just like, he's saying this like, why won't you love me?
That's his thing with everyone. Is like, why aren't we friends?
Yeah.
You're such a loser. And that's a high IQ insult. I used all 160 points to come up with that zinger.
Is stutter, is that actually technically a disability?
No. It's a condition. I don't know how it would be defined. No, it's not a disability.
That's what
He has the ability to speak still. No, it's not a disability.
That's very true. Very true.
You know what, Blind Mike? You're such a loser. Such a Blind Mike. First of all, are you really blind? I don't know.
Whoa, whoa, John.
Whoa, that's new ground.
You're going to throw a wallet at my face, dickhead?
There'd be nothing
This is
in it.
Kevin Clancy, circa 2015. First of all, are you really blind? Which, as I've mentioned, what is the advantage of the nickname if I'm not blind?
I don't know.
What possible points would I win for being fake blind Mike? Other than Hassan Minaj's stolen
I was going
valor.
to say, you're going to go
tell
down
stories.
Go down the Hassan Minaj route.
And they said, Mike, you're breaking down barriers for blind people. When will you stop and smell the roses?
Right.
Yeah, so maybe that would be the advantage. But John catches himself because he's about to call into question me being blind. And then I think he realizes, why would I do that?
I don't know. I don't know if it's just a nickname.
You really blind.
If you're really blind, I'm
Cardiff
sorry.
really potato.
That's a hard way to go through life. So, I mean, seriously, believe it or not, I'm not a narcissist, and I am.
Believe it or not, I'm not a narcissist. And to prove that, I'm going to make this about me.
I'm not a narcissist.
To prove that I'm not a narcissist, I'm going to question your disability and then talk about what a great guy I am. That's how I'm proving I'm not a narcissist, or whatever he calls it.
A narcissist. As he's chugging beer after you called him a drunk.
He is Chip Chipperson. Narcissist.
I mean, yeah, I guess so, yeah.
And I am empathetic in any situation. If you were born blind, that is horrible, and I feel bad. Let's go.
Is he married right now?
No.
Back to the tape.
He's wearing a ring on his left ring finger.
Oh, you trashing his kids now?
Is that
Trashing
what
his
I'm
ex-wife
doing?
and kids?
Yeah,
You piece of shit. Hey,
that-
John, get this guy involved. Take an IQ test against him, too.
Oh man, I'll do it. Why not? See, I am dumb.
So, John, I heard John the next day be like, maybe we could do this at a live event. I think an IQ test only takes 4 hours. And I was like, so in your mind, John, the crowd is going to sit there quietly while we diligently take an IQ test.
He's
Everyone be quiet.
like the MCAS test.
They're just watching. Ooh, he erased something there.
Someone says something, someone's like, "Hey, shut up."
But wasn't that incredible? Where he's like, "Are you even really blind?" Because if you are, that's very brave, and I can't imagine the burden that you've faced in your life and the opportunities you've missed out on. Hats off to you, my friend. And then he cheers me.
He's drunken in his feelings. Skull.
My response to you calling me a lazy drunk is to lose my train of thought and take a sip of my beverage.
A skull. I love the heartfelt skull.
Skull. Yeah, there's it's like Groot. Like I am Groot. There's different emotions to it.
Yeah. Not I am Groot. I'm Groot. We have 2 more.
All right, what other John clips do we have?
This one is
Ask how Howard feels about.
Whoops. Yeah, we're playing.
Is this Casey Armstead? Did someone ask him about the IQ test?
I believe.
Oh no, this is the 9/11 thing, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So we talked a couple weeks ago on Why You Laughing. Drew Lane was on, and we talked about the Howard Stern show on 9/11. Great episode. People seem to be enjoying it. Go check it out if you haven't. But the best clip that we played was John after the second tower hit, turning to Howard and asking, "Have you ever seen the movie Swordfish?" It's truly a brilliant moment in human history. So we played the clips last week where we heard John respond to all of that. This is where John loves to rewrite history. He forgets, that the Howard Stern show, probably more than any other show in the history of radio, has been documented. There's hours of it on YouTube. So he forgets he can't just make things up about things that happened on air.
Should I play the actual clip first before this, or
no?
after?
Play because I want to hear John's explanation, and then we'll show the people how it played out. Because maybe John's right. I don't know.
That's true. Maybe he is right.
J-Lo teared after the second towers hit on 9/11. John asks how Howard feels about the movie Swordfish.
Yeah, well,
Is how Berry is naked.
I don't really.
How did you know, Casey?
Not totally, but I don't think he's accurate but it was a swordfish kind of thing. So maybe it is.
Okay.
Hold on. There's a couple things there, but first I want to address 9/11, a swordfish kind of thing. That is how we all remember it. Some say never forget. Some say if you've seen Swordfish, you were there for 9/11. You know?
Right.
It's a 9/11 kind of thing. But he also says, I don't think that's true. But, I mean, if it is true, he was trying to compare sort of the similarities between that great motion picture and the events of 9/11. So, John's trying to say it wasn't true. So let's go and listen to the audio in question. How's that?
Yep. 1 second. I hate these Twitter videos. Here we go. Here.
Hey, Cole.
Does this scare you?
Yes, it does scare me. We're totally too lax in this country. Trying to tell you. Tell me if you're ready.
Would you see that movie Swordfish, Howard?
Live now at the same facility that approximately 40,000 people.
Did we edit that video? Oh, hey, 40,000 people might be dying. You ever seen the movie Swordfish, Howard?
It's unbelievable. That was his first thought.
But here's the thing. Let's say the equivalent of that happened now and KMS happened to be live and I said something like that. And, fucking 20 years from now, people are... I'd be like, oh, that's hilarious. What an idiot I am.
Right.
John doesn't have that ability. He's like, no, it's not true. Or he has to justify the reason by saying 9/11 and Swordfish are the exact same thing.
Well, they are, obviously.
Yeah, no, it was kind of a swordfish thing.
It's kind of a swordfish.
In many ways, I think the terrorists on 9/11 were inspired by the movie Swordfish. Fucking doofus. Why? Why is his instinct to say that the chatter is lying when there's proof of it? John, who cares? It's funny that you said that. Embrace it. It's fine. No one's mad at you. No one thinks that you don't think 9/11 was a serious day because you said that. It's just a hilarious piece of history that after the towers fell, when Howard calls for news coverage where they're literally saying, yeah, 30,000 people might have just died. And you say, Howard, you ever seen the movie Swordfish?
You have to see.
It's funny. Laugh with us, John, for Christ's sake.
People
Someone
are
asked me.
jumping to their death, and he's like, Halle Berry's boobs.
It's the same thing. Someone reached out to me recently and was like, Mike, what is the end game, do you think? With he's like I think he's related. This person messaged me on Twitter. I'm assuming they reached out because they relate to things I've said about John.
Mm-hmm.
Where I'm like, there's got to be a point where we don't find it funny anymore. It's just so repetitive and shit.
Right.
And this person was like, what's the end game? Like, it doesn't seem like John's ever going to learn his lesson. We're never going to get him to see the light. And I don't have a good answer for that person. Like, I don't know what the end game is, because it does feel very repetitive. It's just the depth of the well, the amount of times he can be this stupid is fascinating. And that's the other thing, John. If you have a high IQ, let's say your IQ is proven to be 160 and you're much smarter than me. That's the other thing, is even if John beats me, it's going to be proven that he's lying about the 160. There's so many ways this goes bad for John, and there's virtually no way it goes bad for me.
Exactly my point. There's no bad outcome.
Yeah, so yes, John will happily do it. I'm saying again, yes, I will do it. But, let's say it's proven that he has a 160 IQ and he's much smarter than me and smarter than Carl and Shuli and everybody. Doesn't that make it worse that you're a genius who is living in squalor?
Is this dumb?
Yeah, that you and I have the same occupation, John.
No shit.
You rose to the levels of the Howard Stern Show and the Tonight Show, and now you're on YouTube bickering with me and taking an IQ test against me. Don't you see you've already lost, you idiot?
How do you explain this at the Pickwick pub?
What are the guys at the Pickwick gonna think?
I'm learning.
That's the thing, is like I don't even hate John. I don't know what, but I feel like you can call someone an idiot and still kind of enjoy it. Now, I do think he's also a bad person, but
there it is. Now the truth comes out.
That's neither here nor there, though.
There is one more video. I honestly completely forget what's in it.
I don't remember what it is either, but we might as well play it.
Might as well here.
Now, see, I had the challenge going with Blind Mike, but I don't know even how to.
Oh, here, I'll set it up.
Okay.
Seems like he's already backing out.
Oh, yeah.
Now, see, I had the challenge going with Blind Mike, but I don't know even how to get, that means Blind Mike and I got to be in the same room, take the same time. It's got to be a proctor, and and there's got to be an administrator.
Seems like you know exactly how to do all of that.
A live event.
Seems like you know everything that's going to go into this.
It seems like you know in excruciating detail what we need. But he's already like, I don't even know if it's possible to pull off.
Have you done this before, sir?
And I think an IQ test is 4 hours. And then, no, I think maybe it's 2 or 3, because I took it on the Stern Show. It's probably about 3 hours.
I'm imagining like Cardiff Electric just sitting there silently watching us for 4 hours.
Ooh.
Ooh, good answer, Mike.
Are you sure it's C?
Then we reveal the results. But I'll certainly take the IQ test against Bessie. And
it's Vince the lawyer, who's an asshole, the guy that put Carl's address out there and shit.
What a great guy.
Or where Carl lives, or that he lives near John, or whatever the town they live in, I think he said.
Great guy.
But the way John said that, doesn't it feel like he's already kind of out on the challenge with me?
He doesn't.
I'll certainly do it against Vince.
I think he doesn't want to not do it against you, but he doesn't want to be the guy that's like, no, I can't do it.
Yeah, right.
So he's like, oh, there's just so many factors. We're not going to be able to pull it off.
Well, John, I'm saying, I hope there's no mixed messaging here. I'm in. I will do it.
Yeah.
I have no problem doing it. So let's figure it out, buddy. That's the thing, is I'm kind of done communicating about it over Super Chat, though. I'm not paying him to negotiate this thing anymore.
What do I do if I have a retort?
It's like you get in this chat and you super chat us a few bucks.
I have no idea how to set it up. It sounds like you have to go through the proper channels, hire an agent, get the proctor, set it up at an event. It takes about 4 hours. I have no idea what goes into this.
You know what's funny is if it was silent, I think the place would sell out and sit quietly waiting patiently.
There's too many distractions. I hear those Coors Light bottles opening.
Someone just gives a light cough. John's like, "That's it. I said there no disruptions."
Yeah, they do like the church cough.
No, they broke. They were purposely. They were trolling me. They tried to break my concentration.
Exactly.
So yeah, we'll see. We'll see if John and his people, whoever he wants to set it up, comes through. I think Hackride is on the case. If he sends one of his representatives, then we can get it done. So hopefully that all works out.